Paula LLEWELLYN, Paula LLEWELLYN, you literally not have nothing near morality. Paula LLEWELLYN, you and your government decide to breach the constitution just to make you sit down on one bench at the office of the DPP. Paula, I'm going to say this to you tonight. And you we are going to deal with first. You see to that Google Gaga there? The Google Gaga, you commissioner of police. You're there on my agenda to it tonight, you know. You're there on my agenda tonight. I'm going to tell you, you know. You see that synagogue, that synagogue, the nasty, filthy synagogue in this country. I'm going to deal with it tonight. I'm going to deal with it tonight. You know, I'm going to lock me up. Because too much injustice. Too much breach of the Constitution of Jamaica. And me not sit down. Me not sit down, Jamaica. Them legitimize somebody and give her extension. Me not think you no understand, you know. But Paula LLEWELLYN, tonight me going to deal with you because you get out of hand.
Hi everyone, if you're watching this video, I'm sending you good blessings and health. Welcome to Ovayasa by Tete. If you're not subscribed, I'm asking you to bless me back by hitting that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000. Help out a girl, okay? Today, we're going to be talking about what's going on with the Vybz Kartel case. There's so much different aspects going on right now. It seems that the trial is more of turning into Jamaica need to fix up the justice system more than focusing on what's happening with Vybz Kartel, because people are starting to look like them might get fed up. Them look like they might say, yo, we want a fair trial now. The time is now. The time is now. So we're going to be talking about how ISAT Serpi, as you guys know, Serpi out for Kartel. Him make sure it be no one say Kartel do this, Kartel do that, this or that. And ISAT was mocking him on live, so we're going to show you that clip. We're also going to be talking about Paula and what she had to say on her interview. The video you guys see at the front of this video is a video from last year, actually. Nobody was probably paying attention to Andre at the time. But it's a video from last year. Andre is talking about her sitting in her seat unrightfully, like her time was extended unlawfully. So I'll be showing you the Paula clip first, her interview first, and then I'll show you ISAT's interview second. I'm just going to give you a summary. So in Paula's interview, the interviewer is asking her about the tainted jury, which she knew about, and apparently she said she's comfortable still going ahead with the case, knowing that there was jury tampering. The reason she said she was comfortable is because she has worked on multiple cases where there's jury tampering present. But she goes on to explain that the jury tampering is not on her end, which is not on the prosecution's end, it's on the accused's end. Which means that the person on trial tries to bribe the juror so that they can have their conviction the way they want it to be. Which means that their verdict would be free. In case I said that complicated. The accused would bribe the jury to try to have a free verdict in the end. And she said she has worked with many of these cases, therefore it did not faze her and she was comfortable going ahead, even though it put the prosecution, which is her, at a disadvantage of winning the case. However, the big problem with this is that once you are aware of jury tampering, or once you are aware that there's something going on, any prejudice, anything at all that would sway the jury in a direction, whether it's towards the prosecution or the accused, once there's any tainting within the jury or in the court, whether it's the judge or anything, the case will go over. You have to get a new set of jurors. So that's the first mistake. I feel like if she did that, we wouldn't even be here today, and people seem more frustrated about the criminal justice system of Jamaica than the actual Vybz Kartel case. Because they're starting to say that apart from Vybz Kartel, it's not about like if he's guilty or if he's not guilty, but they feel like there's also people in jail that are innocent, that did not get a fair trial because of the justice system. So now we're past the Vybz Kartel thing, which is at hand, and it's more of Una need to fix the justice system, and Una did need to give the man a fair trial, which is within his constitutional rights, understandably. And then the ISAT situation, he's on an interview, and the interviewer is asking him about, like, I think he's saying something about the Innocence Youth Project, and he's talking about Vybz Kartel. He visited them today and they're in good spirits. He also goes on to mock Sir P, which seems to be Vybz Kartel's rival right now in the blogging world. He goes on to mock Sir P and basically says that people with nonsense can go over this. So you guys tell me down below what you guys think about that. For my opinions, I will reserve them. I don't think they matter. As you guys can obviously see, I'm one of those people that try to hear his side, her side, and the old lady side, and I try not to really pick sides. So my opinion doesn't really matter. I really want to see your opinions in the comment section right now of this video. Should Paula resign? Should Paula stay? Should Vybz Kartel come out free? Should Vybz Kartel get a retrial? Is Sir P out for Kartel, or is Sir P just spitting facts? Is what's going on, guys? Just leave your comments down below. I'll write those questions in the comment section for you guys to just interact with me and answer those questions. And for the ones I feel like are factual, I love to look up and I will reply to you guys in the comment section. So thank you again for watching, and I'll show you that video now. Remember to like, share, and subscribe because it's free. All right, I'll show you those videos now and leave your comments. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Fallout,
LLEWELLYN's
the
shocking comments
discussions,
on Vybz Kartel Privy Council appeal.
Heat from the Vybz Kartel Privy Council ruling continue. And this morning, for the first time, the DPP was responding since the judgment came down last Thursday morning. And she was asked by Tona and Ricardo about the advice she gave to the judge in the trial after it was revealed that there was an attempt to bribe the jurors.
DPP, having been told that all of your jurors in 2014 had been offered a $500,000 bribe, why did you not advise the judge that it was probably best to dismiss the jury, which was now obviously tainted?
You see, you are now trying to get me to discuss the matter, and I told you that I didn't wish to.
No, but certainly this point, DPP, is important because here the law lords are saying you advised the judge that you were prepared to proceed even though you knew that the entire panel, 11 jurors the forewoman told you, had been offered bribes. Wouldn't that mean in your judgment, DPP, that the entire jury, as the law lords have now found, was contaminated and should have been terminated or discharged?
Well, first of all, I am not the judge.
True, but you gave advice that you were prepared to proceed, and what I'm trying to understand.
You were prepared to proceed.
But why were you prepared to proceed with a jury that was contaminated?
No. All the other factors, that some of which I cannot go into in terms of.
So you were thinking about cost. You were thinking about how long the matter had been going.
We were also thinking of security issues. There were a lot of other issues that we cannot go into the public domain. And what our information from the foreman was, what she was saying, was that all of the attempts had to do with acquittal. Clearly, if it had been the other way, we would have, clearly, given the overriding objective of any case, which is fairness to the accused. But what would have been perhaps planted in the mind of the jurors is, okay, you need to acquit. And remember that these persons, at least two of them, are very famous. So it would have been, as far as the prosecution, when we discussed it, we would have been at those ones at a great disadvantage. This is not the first time.
But with the greatest respect, DPP, that's not persuasive, because what I want you to focus on is the fact that the process now had been corrupted and contaminated, and you advised the judge that you were comfortable proceeding with a contaminated and corrupt process.
This is not the first time that I have had to deal with jury tampering.
And be that as it may, in the exercise of your judgment, why did you not see it fit to bring to an end a matter that had been corrupted?
After 64 days of trial?
Isn't the interest of protecting the impartial trial greater than the length of time that had elapsed?
I agree with you on paper, but I have done other cases where there has been jury tampering to the great negative of the prosecution. I have seen cases, I've seen jury inquiries where the juror, having been questioned, it was quite clear that it was either an accused person or an accused person's relative that approached the juror. And the juror was able to indicate to the court that it did not make any difference. He would still be able to have an impartial situation in his mind. I have had the experience. I've prosecuted many cases. And when asked, I have indicated that we don't have any problem. So in other words, we are prepared to take our chances and just try to make sure that you have a very powerful address. But this, what happened in a couple of the cases I've dealt with, didn't happen during summation. It happened before we got to summation. So I have had the experience before of jury tampering. And I have been asked before, what is my view, being the prosecutor in the matter? And even after the inquiry, it's a judgment. It's quite clear that you don't know if the juror is telling you everything about the encounter with the relative of the accused, but you are willing to take the chance nonetheless. So it has happened. I mean, both myself and Mr. Taylor, who was the prosecutor, we didn't drop from the sky. It's not the first case that we are both having to deal with. And in our experience, we have had to deal with cases where you have issues arising.
With the benefit of hindsight, do you regret the submissions you made?
You are not going to get me there. You are not going to get me.
Well, quite an interesting 5 minutes of exchanges there. And the takeaway for me is the DPP seems to be relying on the fact that in her long prosecutorial career, she has made a judgment call, several judgment calls, in a number of instances of jury tampering. And I wonder, does that make it legally correct? It might be a call that has been wrong. Because surely, based on what we now have from the Privy Council, jury misconduct undermines the fundamental principle of the justice system of the accused being entitled to a fair trial. And the fact that you have been doing it several occasions before does not make it right. Those who have been in such matters, do they have cause, reason to wonder at minimum? It is, Madam DPP, quite a space we are in.
No longer have a criminal charge on them name. They are no longer convicts.
No, but I want to tell you, I want to give you a big joke. I go and see them today, right?
You went to see them today, how they doing?
Hear them now, them are not convict.
Oh.
You see how people when have conviction can show word from people with conviction.
Oh, so they might tell you say.
They might tell me say we are not the same.
Oh.
My friend, say listen, you are convict, me is not. So try do, you know what I'm saying? So it was interesting. So they are in high spirits, and I'm very I'm happy about that, to be honest with you.
So like how they are no longer convicts, are they put in a different section of the prison?
So unfortunately, our prison system does not accommodate those things as it reflects, like first world countries where they have pre-trial and detention and stuff like that. We You're just there where you're there and you're there where you're there, and that's just it. So I'll answer that. But like I say, we are at a good place. I think this case would have strengthened the jurisprudence in Jamaica. I think that the recognition of the fair trial right is for all. So we as Jamaicans should all celebrate. And there are vloggers and there are spaces where you can go when you don't, if you're just an emotional wreck and your village lawyer skills is just low. You can just go there and you can hang out with those people and you can be like, oh, you go to daddy, and when you go to daddy, you say, daddy, they breached the fair trial rights, and now the conviction is quashed because you're a fool, and then you see the rest of the lawyer. Yeah, so you can do that.
I have a problem with Serpi, you know.
With who?
Serpi.
I don't know.
I don't like Serpi.
I don't know who it is, but I have a video for you. Because I know the law. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so you can go to those spaces and you can deal with those people and you can feel alright right there, so. But we not deal with wishy-washy people who actually don't know the law. We deal with the law and we deal with facts.
Yes.
And emotions is a place where you can express that through music. Because it's all in life. Cue me then, Mr. Producer. anyway.
But the truth is,
yeah.
You're saying that the gentlemen are in a good spirit. I saw today on Vibes Kartel, I don't know if it's him I doubt it's him managed the page. But the things on his Instagram, let me go look for it because I follow him. Big up to Vibes Kartel. Big up Vibes Kartel. He played the Clip Views interview today.
Yes.
With the learned DPP. So here is his response to me. Hold on. Did she just admit that she and Suchman have done this several times before? Oh? So it wasn't the first time constitutional rights were breached. When you're poor and can't afford to fight all the way to the top is a hell of a thing. The Constitution is a sacred document and the constitutional rights belong to the people regardless of the social and financial status. So Vibes Kartel is saying when he heard the sentiments echoed by the DPP today, he was alarmed by her statements. But according to ISAT, let us just ease off the matter for a while. Let the matter be tried by himself and the prosecutor.
No, let the matter be tried by the court and you, the public. Cause what a bangarang if you hear all of this nonsense and you see in your mail, you are summoned to the court. You not for go on like you don't know me.
But ISAT.
Cause we are depend. Listen, I depend on this. Listen, I'm in this university. I'm depending on you. So you don't see me at court, don't know me. I don't want.
You would not, no problem. The students over here wouldn't feel me.
All I say is I don't want when I get a beer. What a bangarang because I never gonna say jury discharge.
When them done in the ISAT, them call and say, teacher. What if we do? Are you friendly? Teacher. Hello, did I get? If we ever get called to be a part of the jury, if such ladies ever got the chance to do a retrial and them say them need a jury, if them call and don't call me and tell me, because now make Justice McDan, I will my name again McDan or what's Bishop, come call me before and come lock me up and put me in a prison because Andre influence the position of no jury and contaminate no jury. So if you say to no, if you know say is a student or partner trial, all when the case sweet to know, you shut them out and send me a WhatsApp.
But just to put it in context, do you see the danger of having this matter in the public?
It's not because first of all, Andre can influence the decision. Because there's the Andre show. I can come over here on a Friday night and the whole do watch the whole of Jamaica watch. So how then can the case be really tried in the public? So a retrial is really at a disadvantage, don't you think?
But we leave that for the court, and the court in all their wisdoms will do justice in accordance and in keeping with the Constitution. And we have to maintain the integrity of the justice system. And the justice system, when I speak of the justice system, I'm speaking about the judiciary. I take this moment to make three things clear. Mr. Bert Samuels would have, whilst in the appeal, would have written and made the request for that volume 10, and that volume 10 would have revealed all that has unfolded in this case. And I say that so people understand and appreciate that. You see, when it comes to what happens at the end of it, the same way Andre can influence a jury, it's the same way people can put out information and it's misinformation, and then they said, so when you go to the jury, you know what you do? You just bring back a verdict because we can't have these things happening, you understand? So that kind of thing. And so these people are in essence gadflies, miscreants to the justice system. And to ensure that we maintain the justice system, that is the judiciary, that are the custos morum of the Constitution, the guardians of the Constitution, the guardians of our rights as human beings under the Constitution, citizens of this country. We have to ensure that when we have a duty to ensure that justice is served for all of us, the least among us. That's what this conversation will always be about, and I just hope that when we deal with context matters, that people appreciate that and start to educate themselves and think critically, because we are going to be responsible for the reducing crime. 31 people dead and people still worried about the wrong things. We need to worry. We need to be very prospective in our thinking to ensure that we start to protect each other's lives. That's where the conversation is. This conversation, we can't be stuck on this. And so I'm pleading to the public.
I want to ask you, do I?
Yes.
The pronouncements coming out of the DPP's mouth today. We spoke last week, Friday, about the Innocence Project, right?
Yes.
Don't you think with that pronouncement from the DPP, it's now time to advance the Innocence Project even further?
I must say this to you, the time, I just know, you see, God on time. Well, when time come, I won't be in these colors. But so don't just understand something. But you see this God on time thing, when the universe is aligning, that's why you can't curse people, because they're gonna have to do what they have to do because God wants it that way.
True.
So we really don't have free will, because I would have gotten calls from South Africa, the UK. Three universities in the United States alone today have, after those statements, in terms of the Innocent Project.
After those statements on this program?
Yes, no exaggeration. And if I'm to put called me, because I've made pronouncements about the need for an Innocence Project, and I am being offered funding, and I haven't even gone on the Ratigan show yet, where the funding is supposed to start in terms of getting this thing going. The Innocence Project is important.
From you talk about that. No, I guess you got good.
No, yeah, and today has just bolstered that, because one has to wonder, and the public should not sleep at night, should not sleep tonight without saying, but I wonder how many, I'm not being condescending, but how much ghetto youth, how much little black boy with them skin dark and them not groomed properly and treated like vagrants is languishing in prison, when they said to their lawyer, to society, I didn't do what I'm accused of. And I made visits in the prison today to at least 3 people that had similar jury issues or similar identification issues. And now one has to wonder if we really need an approach to legislation that will allow a review with a view to ensure that ordinary citizens had not been turned into criminals. Because we have a way that we feel, how we feel about criminals, you know, and how we feel about rehabilitation and reintegration. And I can say that the world has marched along in terms of what we expect the criminal justice system to do. It is the rod that doesn't spare the child or the adult in that thing. Yeah.
I'm really happy to know that the universities, both in the United States and South Africa, have reached out to you, particularly to offer funding for this Innocence project, because at least 30% of those who have been prosecuted in Jamaica are under the have been innocently wronged, and to know that if you got this project up and running, you could see that many of those marginalized men and people are free. So that is something I think we would really want to see you advance quickly and get off the ground. Even at the ISAT Buchanan Institute, I'll volunteer my time to get those stories out, because
I wouldn't call it the ISAT Buchanan Institute though. I know nobody throw stone over the institute. You understand?
Well, as the guardian of the institute,